Today we're in my kitchen. You have gone grocery shopping with me to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Costco, Sam's Club, Wegmans. But today we're gonna look at what I actually keep in my pantry and in my refrigerator. Recently I did a reel for Instagram where I went outside and I showed you my garage gym refrigerator. Basically I'm banished out there and that's where we keep all of my food. But today I wanna show you everything that we keep in our kitchen. So what I actually did before I started shooting this video was I grabbed a couple of things that we keep strictly out in the garage gym refrigerator and pulled it in here, and I can walk you through all the food that we really keep in our household that are staples, because I think it's really reflective of what do I actually eat on a daily basis. So here we are. We have the refrigerator. Bear with me. This is gonna beep from time to time. And I think the thing to start with is first and foremost, protein. That is always the staple of my diet. Something I always have on hand is salmon. And we're gonna opt for something that's wild caught or Norwegian farm raised. So we always have salmon 1 to 2 times a week. And there are other fishes you could have. Trout is awesome. It's full of omega-3s as well. There are other options, but for me, I love the taste of salmon and it's an amazing source of omega-3. So we're having salmon as a family at least once, probably twice a week. Second thing that I like to keep some very lean steak in the house. Nutrient dense, it has some saturated fat, but I want a leaner cut. The one in front of me here, this grass-fed, grass-finished petite sirloin, this is 170 calories with 29 grams of protein. Remember our protein test, we take the grams of protein and then we add a 0 to this in case there's 29 grams. So therefore, does it have 290 calories or less? It does. So it is high protein food. And at the same time, it only has 3 grams of saturated fat, which means it's a lean protein source. I do want some saturated fat in my diet, but no more than 10% of my calories coming from saturated fat. The majority of my diet is lean cuts of protein because systemically, I'm gonna get enough saturated fat in my diet. And then I'm a big believer in chicken thighs. So we always have in our refrigerator, we always have a lean cut of steak, we always have salmon, and we always have some sort of poultry, preferably something like these chicken thighs, because I just think they have a lot more flavor than chicken breasts. We always have cooked chicken. This was cooked from dinner a couple of nights ago. We keep it right in this Tupperware. I'll heat it up if necessary. This is chicken and Brussels sprouts from last night. Whenever we cook, we always cook in bulk. We never cook a single meal. So whenever we make dinner, we make enough for us as a family, and then we always have leftovers, because if I'm ever in the need for something for lunch or I'm hungry, I need a snack, now I have awesome options. I don't have to resort to something like chips or candy or things like that. I can just go to my refrigerator and be like, oh, it's 3 o'clock, I'm trying to get by till dinner. Let me have a little bit of chicken with some Brussels sprouts. I'm opting for nutrient-dense food that's always prepared in my house. So that's what it comes to, like our staples of protein. Some of the things that help me hit my protein goal each and every single day: Greek yogurt. This is the vanilla Siggi's. Actually, I think this is technically Icelandic yogurt, but same difference. This is Siggi's. This is definitely Icelandic Provisions, another one of these flavored Greek yogurts. And both of these are high in protein, excellent options. And we also keep cottage cheese around. And I get non-fat or low-fat cottage cheese. I personally like it with some sort of fruit in it. There's some versions that have cherries, there's some versions that have peaches. This one in front of you is pineapples. I use these to help hit my protein goals each and every single day. And we were at the refrigerator, but I'm gonna pull something out of the pantry as long as we're talking about protein snacks. I also keep in my pantry at all time Quest bars. This makes it much easier to hit my protein requirements. I can use this as a snack, like if I'm in the mood for a sandwich. And I just throw some chips on the side and I'm getting 40, 50 grams with that meal. It makes it very easy to hit my protein requirement by getting protein in with each and every single meal. So that's one of the snacks that I keep around that's high in protein. And I have protein powder in here as well. Like I have Quest in here. Actually, my girlfriend really loves this brand. It's a little sweet for me. But I have PE Science in here as well. Pull that out. These are some things that we keep in our cabinet. We don't necessarily use these every day. I don't have Quest protein chips every day. I don't have whey protein every day, but they definitely make it easier to hit your protein requirements. So we looked at some of my pre-cooked meals. I also always have access to meal prep. I use a meal prep company, Green Life. So we always have fully cooked meals in my refrigerator as well. You should be detecting a theme here. The theme is easy. The theme is convenient. I always can go into my refrigerator and I'm not reduced to eating processed food. I have full meals that are always prepared for me. I have cooked chicken breasts that are always ready for me. In here, here's a huge glass Tupperware. I cooked all these vegetables up in a wok. I think I bought this at Trader Joe's, the vegetable medley. If I can open this, it's a vegetable medley. And I just threw it in a wok and I cooked these up. I used a little bit of olive oil, and now I have vegetables that are ready. If I'm in the mood, like if I've had dinner and I'm still a little bit hungry, my first go-to option is to have 2-3 cups of vegetables before I even think about anything else. Before I think about snacking, I'm like, all right, I'm not full from dinner. Let's get some more vegetables in. Let's get some more micronutrients. Let's get some more fiber. Let's get some more polyphenols. Let's get stuff that's actually healthy for me. And then if I'm in the mood to snack a little bit, that's fine. I just try to keep it in moderation. And by having these vegetables first, it's less likely that I'm gonna binge. Along with protein fat sources, we have eggs, awesome, and we always have egg whites in our pantry. So these are our protein options, and these are some fully cooked options that I always keep in the refrigerator. I think next it's important to talk about fruits and vegetables. You're noticing the theme is convenience here, and sticking with that theme. I like these packages of spinach or arugula. The reason is that these are high volume foods, so it's very easy to take one of these and take my chicken, and I can make a protein salad, super filling. Again, if it's like 3 o'clock and I'm like, oh man, I'm a little bit hungry and I'm in the mood to start snacking before dinner, I'll make myself a salad. I'll cut up the chicken, take some scissors, cut it up into a spinach salad, use some low calorie dressing, like this Bolt House that we keep around, something like that, and make myself a high protein, high fiber salad to hold me over for dinner. You say, Jake, that's not sexy, that's not exciting. Okay, we'll grow up. It's a great option if you're trying to follow a diet. But then too, there are other things that I could do. Another option that I could do, I could make a sandwich. I could use the 647 bread that we keep around. It's high fiber. They just sent me, I'm not gonna speak to this brand yet because they just sent it to me, but this brand, I believe it's pronounced Royo. I'm gonna be doing a review on this today, and the macros look stellar. I can't speak to the taste yet, but we always have high fiber bread that's high in protein, and we have some sort of deli meat that doesn't have any nitrates in it. So Applegate's a great option. It doesn't have celery powder, which is also a nitrate. It doesn't have any nitrates in it, so we use a very super clean deli meat, and I can make a sandwich with the 647 bread, use some low-fat mayonnaise. Again, it will have some saturated fat, but not as much, which is what you want, because systemically, if you're eating protein all day, likely you're gonna get adequate saturated fat by doing that. But a great option is to have something like a sandwich if it's 3 o'clock. Put it on a high fiber bun, use some low-fat cheese, and use a deli meat that doesn't have nitrates or doesn't have celery powder. That's another great snack option for in the afternoon. And those are really some of the big staples. Going back to vegetables, we always have baby carrots. These are super easy, super convenient. We always have berries, always. We always have blueberries. We always have raspberries in our house. We also have blackberries. I don't really eat the blackberries. I'm not a big blackberry person, but they're great. They're very comparable to raspberries, both in antioxidants and fiber content. So having some sort of berry, it helps you hit your fiber goal every single day. So high in antioxidants. Also very high in antioxidants are citrus fruits. So we either keep around some form of oranges, as you see here, or we keep around some form of grapefruit, because those citrus fruits, they're just extremely high in antioxidants. More vegetables, broccoli, we always have florets. Throw this in the microwave for a few minutes, and then you just have to toss it in the oven for like 15 minutes at 400 degrees. So I'll toss this in the microwave for like 2 to 3 minutes, kind of prep it, toss it in our oven, set that oven to 400 degrees, put it in there for 15 minutes, and you have beautifully charred broccoli. It's what, in my opinion, it's the king of all vegetables, just because it's so high in fiber and has such great micronutrients. Another vegetable we have very frequently is asparagus. We have asparagus all the time, especially when we're having salmon for dinner. It's a go-to when we have steak, we have for dinner. Very common dinner is gonna be some sort of green vegetable like broccoli or asparagus with either steak or chicken or salmon. So those are some vegetables that I have as staples. Continuing with carbohydrates, besides the 647 bread, we always have Mission carb wraps in here or some sort of low carb. They're technically low carb because they're just jacked up so high in fiber, some sort of wrap. And we use that with tacos, or we can use that with like a lunch wrap. Trader Joe's has a version. They have a carb savvy. Mission carb wraps are superior to this, but depends on what grocery store you're going to. But we always have some sort of carb balanced tortilla. We have this Joseph's Lavish bread. We always have this around. It's really, really easy to make a high protein pizza with. We use some Raos. We put some low fat turkey pepperoni on there, some low fat mozzarella cheese. Tastes absolutely amazing. That's a go-to in our house. Olives. Olives, another amazing option. We've got olives, individual packs of guacamole. Very big on avocado, very big on olives. Amazing healthy fats. I'll open up my pantry here. Walnuts. These are staples. If you're looking for healthy fats, monounsaturated fats, avocado, olives, walnuts, and then I always love to have some sort of nut or seed butter. I have sunflower butter right here, and I have Skippy Natural Creamy. This may not be bougie enough for some of you, but I don't know, I'm from Western New York originally. This really does it for me. So that's some of the brands that we have for that. Also, I've mentioned this over and over and over again, Goodles. This is a high protein, high fiber pasta. Amazing option. We always keep this in the house. I love this right now. I buy the penne. I have no affiliation with this brand, but I'm gonna be honest with you, we're doing a ton of content that involves it recently because there's 1 or 2 times a week that I really like to enjoy pasta, and this tastes like 80 to 90% like pasta. So to actually get a high protein, high fiber pasta that tastes like the real thing, this is a real win for me. So we always have this in the house. We always have Rayo sauce. Controversial, I know it's overpriced. I don't care, I really like it. We always have microwavable rice in our house. Got Uncle Ben's here, white rice, just in case like I don't need any more fiber in my diet there. This whole grain medley, extremely high in fiber. I think we have some rice in this. Trader Joe's, they have a wild rice medley. It's super high in fiber. This is another great option for having a microwavable rice. Again, the theme here is convenience. The true science is application, actually being able to apply this knowledge. If you can't do it, if you can't sustain it, it's not worth attempting. We've got potatoes. I always keep potatoes that you can either microwave or cook. It's totally up to you, but I just always keep these around again because they're a convenient option. So these are ready and available. I can cook these in like 8 minutes and have sweet potatoes ready for me, or potatoes, or I can throw them in the oven. Whatever I want to do, but I like having the option because I really think the way you're going to be successful in diet is having super convenient options like this. Last thing I should probably mention, actually 2 last things to mention. I have tons of low calorie dressings, and the reason I do this is it just keeps everything very interesting for me. G. Hughes, I have a whole video about G. Hughes and Skinny Girl, an entire video about condiments. If you have not watched that video, I really highly suggest you do because condiments make following a diet far easier. Last thing, let's get into our freezer. I've got Halo Top, I've got Ninja Creamies, I've got Yasso bars, I've got these little Clio bars. These are all high protein, higher fiber versions of traditional ice cream. And I keep these around because for me, I grew up as a kid always having some ice cream before bed. I know, you can say grow up. Again, I'm just trying to do what's sustainable for me. So most nights before bed, I have 1 or 2 Yasso bars, or I'll have a half a pint of Halo Top. It's about 200 calories. And I just factor that in every single day. So I go through my day, I would say 80% of my food looks like what we talked about here. And then about 20% of it looks like those Quest chips or these Yasso bars, something like that. But the majority of it is single ingredient foods. You know, the 647 bread, the Joseph's Lavish, the Mission carb wraps, they're probably 20% of my diet, those sort of things. The Yasso bars, but the 80% is those walnuts, the salmon, the steak, the eggs, the things that you, berries, broccoli, the things you think of when you think of diet food. I really encourage you to think, what can you sustain? What is convenient? When I set up my kitchen, we always cook in bulk and we always have items that are ready and available that we can just grab. Having the microwavable rice, having the individual packets of guacamole, having the cottage cheese, having a sandwich with some nitrate-free deli meat. These are options that make following a diet way more easy and way more convenient. Guys, this is my kitchen. I hope you enjoy what you saw. I hope this was really educational for you and kind of gave you like an idea of how I think about dieting and how I manage to keep abs year round with a family with a serious career. If you like what you saw today, hit subscribe. If you're not following me on Instagram, that's where the majority of my following is. Thanks for coming with me through my kitchen. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.